Hello, I'm Andrew Baker, Performance Manager for RY Northern Ireland. We've just come off the back of the Irish Youth Nationals in Ballyholme Yacht Club this weekend. Great weekend, obviously lots of logistics happening, and even today on a Monday. We need to get some toil back, but we've got to get the ribs out of the water first. So we're just nipping down to the marina here to get the two RY boats, and then that'll be us wrapped up for the weekend. So Irish Youth Nationals, 4-day event, and unfortunately this year we had lots and lots of wind, which is, you'd think would be great for sailing, but it was pretty testing for most of the competitors, especially at some other ages. So no sailing on the Saturday, decent racing Thursday, Friday, and then real challenging conditions to wrap up the event yesterday and Sunday. For the first time, I think we had Northern Ireland sailors in pretty much all the classes apart from the 420s, so that's really good. We're really trying to build a pathway to have the options there for all the sailors. And in our more regular classes, toppers, lasers, fivas and so on, we had sailors on the podiums, and actually in the toppers we had first and second and first females and so on. So really strong results for some of the boats that we know we're strong in, and really good turnout in some of the more development classes. We've just finished wrapping up now, got the rib out of the water, and that's us for the end of the weekend with the Irish Youth Nationals. You'd almost think this was a setup, but it actually isn't. Charlotte's been down here today doing her powerboat instructor. Well, you are a powerboat instructor, we've been doing your first course.
Yep.
So we thought this is actually a great idea to get a bit of a roundup from each of the coaches. Myself and Roger and Dan were on the youth course, and Charlotte was doing a lot with the juniors. So Charlotte, juniors probably fair to say were the pick of the bunch from the NI team. How was it coaching them, and how would you summarise the event?
I think our juniors did all very well. We got some really good high-end results from every sailor pretty much from our teams. There were definitely some tricky conditions out there from them all this weekend. A lot of swimming for some, but we definitely got through the weekend, got through and got sorted, and everyone came out with a smile face. It was really enjoyable to coach them all.
And what do you think? You probably haven't done as much time with the toppers and so on as you have with the fivas.
Yeah.
But first time at an event with the topper squad. How do you find that group?
I think they're a really good bunch. The guys were coming up to me this weekend with a lot of good questions, a lot of thoughts that I don't think I was thinking about at that age doing toppers.
Yeah.
And just the way they analyse the race course is really good.
On the youth course, I think we had probably the more challenging side of things with the 29ers, 420s, Ilkas. Given the conditions, it was definitely a challenge for certainly the double handers. I found myself in a 420 that didn't even have a mast at one point. I think you ended up in a 29er even though you weren't meant to be on the youth course at one point. So, all in all, it was great to get the days and get the racing in. And, I'm pleased that we had sailors in all the fleets, and our 29er guys, it is a development class. There was some decent, moments during it, but also shows the amount we have to climb. But it's great to be there, and certainly the laser guys. More testament was even the fact that the guys were getting out yesterday in the big breeze. I think half the fleet only went out, and in that half, most of our sailors went for it. So great to see them out there. And really we should have had a podium, but I'll not dwell on it because the guys will be harder on themselves. But at least, you've got the Irish Sailing Academy guys there, and we're right there with them. So I think it's lining up to a really good season, and look forward to seeing how the team progress throughout the year.